Hey, it's JC at JC's Comics and More, your pop culture superstore at 6725 West Central Avenue. And my trusty assistant, Chuck. And of course, we've got Joel on the steady cam there. Right, Joel? Yeah, right. It's, like I said, 6725 West Central Avenue. It's Toledo, Ohio. 436-417-419-531-6097. And also an Instagram at JC's Comics and More. And then also website www.jcscomicsandmore. You can find more about the post-Super Bowl sale. It's coming up Monday and Tuesday. And as far as what the sale discounts are going to be, depends on who wins the game. So go on the website and you can see how it's broken down, and come in and take advantage of the sale. Other than that, we've got one box left to do. So let's get this box taken care of. So we've got some of the DC previews. We've got the Terminus agenda. And by the way, I had a chance to read the new Heroes in Crisis. Very good, very good. A lot of people are going to be very pleased with that. Again, we've got the DC previews. We did the Marvel previews already. Let's see what else is in here. I see a Flash annual. The regular Flash came out this week also. We had Action Comics earlier. And now we've got Action Comics number 1007. So I'm going to put these with the other Action Comics. Looking forward to reading that. Bendis' run hasn't been nearly as bad as most people were afraid it's going to be. I thought it was going to be bad. It's proving me wrong. Prove me wrong, Bendis. Prove me wrong. Here we've got the Joe Quesada variant on Doctor Strange. We'll have those available. We've got the Marvel Knights Mike Deodato variant on Marvel Knights number 6, the 20th anniversary. And we had a Flash that was stuck in the middle of that. That's the Flash cover A. And we did have the cover B, which was done like an ode cover from the 60s and 70s by Howard Chaykin. I really love that cover. Now, stated that we had the Flash. Now, we have more Marvel Knights. I have more Flashes, Marvel Knights, and more Flashes. My distributor, Diamond, this is how these were filed in here. Come on, Diamond. Come on. Do you guys need to micromanage everybody working down there? Come on. Is there a reason for those comics to be filed in there that way? There's no reason. None whatsoever. Come on. Get your act together. Have a little bit of pride. Here's the cover B, Virgin cover to new issue of Spawn. Make sure a copy of that gets set aside for one of my customers. Here's the Frank Miller cover to Doctor Strange number 10 or number 400, depends on how you look at it. This was, I believe, used in a house ad. So Frank Miller, whose artwork is much, much better than what he does today. Frank was at his prime, in my opinion, during this time. That's some fine, fine Miller artwork there. Cover D of the Black Knight, set aside for a customer. We've got the Unsellable Wasp, issue number 4. It says unstoppable, but it is stoppable. One of those copies is set aside for one of my regular customers, and I believe there's one issue left to go of this series. One issue left to go. And this series comes to an end. It's just not selling. They can try and push it all they want, but it's not selling. I want to say this is the 1 in 25 variant. We got the regular issue of Buffy in last week. We finally got that this week. We've got the Alex Ross cover to Captain America number 7. I have not been happy with this run on Captain America. I think it's been one of the worst runs of Captain America ever. Ever. I just don't care. The book doesn't make me want to care. I don't care about the character. I don't care about Captain America like I did with some of the other stuff. So we got a George Perez cover on Age of Alpha. You got the original new X-Men. You got Spider-Man. And I can't recall exactly where these characters were from. I'd have to go back in the old memory banks, but we have that. We've got quite a few of those covers ordered up. So we've got a lot of those. So we'll have those here. And George Perez recently announced that he was retiring, which is certainly too bad. Wish George lots of lots of luck and to enjoy his retirement. We had George Perez here way back in the 80s. Did a store signing for me. One of the best store signings I had. George, very, very good guy to talk with. Very, very, was a great guy. Got the blank cover on Age of Alpha, and once again, they're now putting one of the protective covers. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So it's not guaranteed. Not always guaranteed they'll do that. And we've got these Flash annuals here, which was buried in that stack. And then at the top of the other pile, I got more Flash annuals. So again, somebody at Diamond just packing stuff, not packing stuff the way they should be packing the comics. No rhyme, no reason. So we have the issue 5, the final issue, the final connecting cover to Man Without Fear. Didn't sell quite as well as expected, as hoped. Here we've got Bloodshot. That's cover B on Rising Spirit. And make sure it gets set aside for one of my customers that recently had a stroke, but he's still buying his comics. And I'm glad to have him still with us. Cover A of Star Wars Adventures. We've got Rick and Morty, issue number 46. This is the cover B on Rick and Morty. Make sure one of those gets set aside for one of my customers. Let's see, we got Sandman Universe Books of Magic, issue number 4. Again, making sure one of these gets set aside as well. And we've got one of the other covers to Vamp Blade. So we've got a few Vamp Blades came in this week, and Zombie Tramp came in this week also. And here we have the cover A on Black Panther versus Deadpool. You've got the logo at the top of this one, which is good. And you've got the word balloons, which Marvel is copying DC on that. Life is Strange. This is the cover A on that. Grimm Universe Presents 2019. Cover A, set aside for a customer. The Terrifics. So takeoff on Beatles cover. So we have that there. Can't wait to read that. This has been a very good title. Fight Club number 3. This is another David Mack cover. This is the cover D. I guess you could say cover D for David. Got Solo, a Star Wars story based on the movie. Issue number 4. Make sure a couple copies of those get set aside for a couple of my regular customers who like Star Wars, despite how bad some of the Star Wars issues have gotten. Okay, I see Infinite Dark. I do see another Vamp Blade in the box there. But we have Infinite Dark, issue number 4. It's set aside for a customer. We've got the regular covers to X-Force number 2 with the young Cable. Got a customer I've not seen in a couple of months now that's a big Cable fan, big X-Force fan. Hope to see you in this week. Hope he comes in this week. Hope to see him soon. He hasn't been here in quite a while. Ice Cream Man. Of course, I guess you would tell that's ice cream, but the logo should be at the top. Make sure that gets set aside for one of my regulars. Just League Odyssey with the Azrael cover. We did not order many of those, so hope to be sold out of these quickly. Let's see, we've got a Guardians of the Galaxy cover on Amazing Spider-Man 14. Again, the Guardians covers I did not order many of. They've been selling pretty pretty poorly. Not a lot of people jumping on that bandwagon. Okay. See, there's a couple of bits I've got to cover up on this vamp blade, as somebody might get offended. Finally, Detective Comics number 997. This is the cover A on that. These have been selling out. This will sell out. I'm going to try to get more copies in, but it will probably not be successful. So wait. If you wait too long, you will miss out. I keep increasing my orders, but I keep selling out as people are jumping on board as it gets closer and closer to the all-important issue 1000 for Detective Comics. And actually, Detective would have beat Action Comics to 1000, but Action was weekly for a period of time back in the 80s and 90s. Here we got Dungeons and Dragons, Rick and Morty, issue number 4. This is the 1 in 10 variant, so we got a couple of those be available. Here's the True Believers Conan 107 with an Ernie Chan cover. We've got Punisher number 7. Make sure a copy of this gets set aside for one of my poll customers. He missed out on issue 6, but I was able to get him another copy of that. Let's see, we've got Dead Man Logan number 3. It seems like it's been quite a while since we had Dead Man Logan number 2. Seems like this book is running late. And again, I'll make sure a copy gets set aside right away because I want to make his day. Another smaller week. I think there's like 75 titles that came out this week. Issue number 12 of Weapon H. This is the final issue of the series. It's going to continue in Hawkerines number 1 that comes out in a few weeks. Did not order many of those, so this may sell out quickly also. As comics tend to slow down, I cut back pretty substantially. Cyber Force, there's no shelf copies. This is one copy going to one customer. New issue of Hex Wives, issue number 4. Not many copies I've got of those. Those are being set aside for the most part. We've got Star Trek. This is a one-shot. IDW 2020. Make sure copies of that get set aside for a couple of customers. Got Redlands number 2. This is the last issue that we'll have a shelf copy for, as I'm just selling one copy, so we're no longer ordering shelf copies. Here we've got Old Lady Harley number 4. I'm not sure what the point of this series is, but they seem pretty intent on putting it out. It sells okay, but nothing, as they say, nothing to write home about. There's some more of them. And again, as I point out, DC's been doing the word balloons for some time now, which is pretty cool that Marvel now seems to try to copy. Sparrowhawk number 4. That's set aside for a customer. So we have the cover A's to Star Trek, the Q Conflict. Make sure I've got copies set aside for a couple of my customers that like both covers. So we got the Dungeons and Dragons character sheet for Rick and Morty. These things are pretty damn cool. New issue of Skyward. We've got West Coast Avengers, issue number 7. This is coming to an end soon. Make sure one of those get copies set aside. Did not order very many of those. Ordering strictly to sell out. Hoping to be sold out of those very soon. So we only have 3 copies left here. And here we have the cover B to Detective Comics number 97, the Brian Stelzfreak cover. So that is that for this week for all the comics. If you do like these videos, of course, be sure to hit the bell for subscribe and smash that bell for notifications. And as always, have a very good Tuesday. If you live in this area here, Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, Pennsylvania, we're going to be getting very cold weather, so stay warm. Other than that, thank you. Thanks for watching.